Everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see by the title, this is going to be a review on the new Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. This is their newest eyeshadow palette that they came out with, and of course, as you guys can see, I did get it. So I will be reviewing this palette for you guys, showing you the packaging, showing you some swatches, the shades, and letting you guys know how I truly feel about this palette. So if you are interested in hearing about all that good stuff, then make sure you guys keep watching. So before I get into the review, I do want to say that this eye look that I have going on in this video, as well as some other videos that you guys might see, I did use the Naked Honey palette. I was in the process of filming this look, but I decided to cut it short. For one reason is because this look is very, very lazy, believe it or not. And to me, I truly did not like my makeup today. Throughout the day, it kind of grew on me, but honestly, I felt like when I was filming this look, it was not up to par. It wasn't up to my standard for filming or editing, so I went ahead and I just cut the filming off. Of course, all my beauty YouTubers and YouTubers in general can understand that when you're not really in the mood to do a particular thing, the content is not going to come out like you want it to. So I went ahead and cut it short. So I might go ahead and re-film this. It might not be as lazy as it is, but you guys can let me know down below if you do want to see this simple, quick look that I created. But I do plan on doing another eye tutorial using the palette and some more makeup looks. So make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you want to see that. So this is the Naked Honey palette by Urban Decay. This is the packaging that it's in. This is a nice goldish and brown box. So I'm gonna say this first. When I saw that Urban Decay was coming out with this, it really caught my eye. And I think it caught my eye because you guys should know by now that I'm more of an earthy, fall-ish kind of girl. So the dark shades, the more earth tone shades, greens, golds, browns, dark oranges, burgundy, all of that gets my attention. So if you first look at this palette, it looks a bit boring. So I'll get into that a little bit later when I tell you guys how I truly feel about the palette. We're going to go ahead and talk about this packaging and show you guys some swatches. So again, this is how the box looks. Of course, it says Urban Decay and Naked Honey. Then on the back, as usual, they show you the shade colors as well as the names of the shades. And it does come with a double-ended smudger tapered crease brush, and on the brush it says Naked Honey in the middle. So I will be showing you guys how the brush looks up close and personal. So when you take the palette out of the box, this is how the palette looks. Now, when I first took this out of the box, I was like, this is more of a collector's item. Like, it looks like a collector's item, something that you do not touch. But unfortunately, we're touching this, okay? So this is how the palette look. It is all gold. Of course, on the front, it says Urban Decay Naked Honey, and the back is just gold. So I do like the packaging here, very simple. So if you are familiar with Urban Decay's eyeshadow palettes, they usually come with a mirror. So this does have a mirror. And here are the shades. There's 12 shades. I counted, there's about 7 mattes. So that means the rest is shimmer and metallic. So I'll show you guys that. But here's the brush. I did not use the brush today, so it's still in the plastic. But this is how the brush looks. It says Naked Honey in the middle, and it's double-sided. And here are the shades. I will insert a video showing you guys the shades so you can really see it. But here are the shades with the names of these shades. So I did swatch this palette already, so I will insert the picture for that. but I am going to swatch these eyeshadow shades on me in this video so you can see it, but I think I'm going to do it right here since I have this open, and it's usually hard for me to swatch on my arm and show y'all, you know, so I'm going to go ahead and just swatch it on my chest. So the first shade that I'm gonna swatch is Flyby. Next is Sweet. Next shade is Swarm. Then you have Amber. Keeper. Then you have Golden. Honey. Queen. Hive. Ooh, snap. Y'all ignore that. I don't know what I just did. Okay, so you have Hive. Drip. HBIC. And then you have Sting. So here are the swatches. As you guys can see, this is very earth tone shade. So this palette is really good for the fall. So the shades that I used today to create this look, I used Sting, which is this brown shade right here. So I used Sting for like my transition shade. Then I used Honey. And then I also used a little bit of Golden somewhere in the Honey area. I don't recall, but I used those 3 shades today to create this look. So it was 1 matte and 2 shimmer metallic shades. So again, there is 7 matte and 5 shimmer / metallic shades. So to go ahead and get into the palette, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know how I truly feel about the palette. But before I do that, I do want to remind you guys that this palette is retailed for $49 on Sephora, at Sephora, probably at Ulta, and I know on Urban Decay it's $49. If you are familiar with Urban Decay's eyeshadow palettes, mainly the naked ones, they are usually $49. So getting back to this palette having more mattes compared to shimmer metallics, I think that's pretty good, because I feel like it's always good for a palette to have everything that you need. Now, even though I probably have palettes that have all these shades in it, if not most of them, I don't really like to go dip into another palette. I like to be able to use one palette in one sitting, create one look. So a lot of people, when this came out, really felt like this palette was really boring when they first saw it. It just was not, they weren't interested in it. And a lot of people have said that Urban Decay has been a bit boring lately as far as their eyeshadow palettes. It's like some of the shades are being repeated and all that stuff, which I can somewhat agree. I do want to do a comparison video compared to the Naked Honey palette and the Naked Heat palette that I have, so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So I will do that in a separate video. But I do understand what people are saying as far as it wasn't really interesting to them, and how Urban Decay is just being real repetitive and all of that stuff. Now, I love Urban Decay. Like, I love the brand. I really do. And the eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be honest with you, when I first started, I was like, yes, I need it. And then I started looking at it more, and then I realized like it wasn't really something like, oh my God, I really need this, but I wanted it. And it's because I'm all these shades in here. It's just something that I'm drawn to, and that goes back to the fact that I just like these types of shades. Like, the palette to me, honestly, is not that boring. It's not boring to me. It caught my eye, and I can really get some use out of this palette. So I really do like this palette, and I'm really glad that I got it. Aside from just being a hardcore Urban Decay fan, I really do like this palette. Like, I wanted this palette in my collection, and I'm happy that I won't have to get in this palette and I'm forced to dig into another palette just to create a look that I'm going for. I truly believe that I can create a look that I really want. If I was to go search on Google right now and find some kind of look that requires most of these shades, I'm pretty sure that I can create that look in one setting using this one palette. So that's what I was basically trying to explain, that it's always good to have a palette that you can strictly just use. I mean, I have a variety of matte shades that I can use as transition shade. I can do an all matte eye look. I can do a combination of matte and shimmer, all that stuff. So I like this palette. So that's just what it is. I'm not selling you guys. You guys know when it comes to reviews, I'm never sitting here and telling you guys to go out and get it, because a lot of people do not want to spend $49 on an eyeshadow palette. That's just what it is. If I don't really want the eyeshadow palette and it's $49, trust me, I'm not going to get it. So I'm not telling you guys to go out and get this palette, but I will suggest that if this palette does draw to your attention and you really want to get it and you feel like you need it in your collection, I say go for it. I say go for it. So I'm not here to peer pressure y'all or anything. Y'all know that. But I just wanted to review this palette for you guys and let you guys know my honest opinion about the palette and show you how pretty these shades are. Really pretty. Like, they really are. So that is pretty much it for the review and my opinion about the palette. I don't think I've left anything out. But if I did, it'll be down in the description box, of course. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and I will try my best to answer them for you guys. If anybody else has gotten the new Naked Honey palette, let me know how you feel about it. If you plan on getting it, let me know why. If you don't plan on getting it, you can let me know why. Just anything. Let's go ahead and start a conversation about this palette. So guys, let me know how y'all feel about it and all that stuff. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click on that subscribe button, as well as the post notification bell, so you will not miss a new upload from yours truly. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you in my next one.